and welcome to this educational segment on Bach Flower Remedies. I'm Denise Eaton, your Bach Flower Registered Practitioner, and today we're going to talk about dealing with a crisis. I want to share, as you can see, my environment is a little different. Normally I'd be in my office, but today I am at home. So this is my downstairs kind of den area, and I'm practicing good social distancing, which I have been doing for the last 2.5 weeks. Now I'm hoping out of this segment that I be able to share my experiences and hope that to give you some comfort and some educational tools to be able to work on the flowers and how you can incorporate them into helping you maintain that positivity that we all need to at this time of crisis. Not all is bad. We need to make good, and we want to look at the positive of things. So I'm hoping to share some light on to that today. I want to talk about the fear category. I feel that those who've watched previous segments knew that I spoke about the fear category because I feel it's such a key one during a time of crisis. We will also talk about rescue remedy. Obviously, we want to incorporate that into our day to make sure that we're maintaining that composure and staying as positive as possible. So when looking at the fear category, there's 5 flowers that basically focus on giving you the courage to be able to move on from a crisis and to basically give you a better view of what's going on with the situation and to be able to make some changes. This is by no means am I making anything light about the situation. This is definitely very serious, and we're in this for the long haul. But together, and the hope from me to help you to get through, to have an understanding of the system, that we'll be able to get through this together, because we definitely can. And this is one time that your emotions are going to be all over the board, and I'm going to share mine and hopefully give you that perspective. So looking at the flowers, let's look at the fear category. Let's look at Aspen, for instance. So we have Aspen, and this is the unknown anxiety or feeling anxiousness. Now, as you know, the flowers don't work on any physical symptoms. We're not diagnosing any major clinical kind of situations, but this is when you're feeling the unknown apprehension. I felt this Saturday when I was, all of a sudden I'm there, wow, I've been in quarantine for 2.5 weeks, and I just felt like, what is this all about? What's going to happen? And when are we going to get through this? And it's all the unknown. So when I was feeling my heart getting a little fluttery or whatever, I was feeling a little anxious. I'm like, okay, this is not a normal state that I normally would experience. So I'm right now I'm in that Aspen state mode. So this is to help you so that you feel a bit more secure of the apprehension of unknown. The next flower I want to talk about in the fear category is Minimus. Now, Minimus is good because it's for everyday fear. You can articulate, you can explain what that fear is about. And right now we're in panic mode. We're in a mode where it's talking about, maybe fear for those who can't work and how they're going to pay their bills, or getting, the virus, or how's this going to change my life going down the road. So this is something that you feel that you can articulate and express yourself, which most of us can at this point. Again, Aspen is the unknown. You just don't know where it's come from or why you feel the way you do. And this is because you definitely can articulate that we're in that particular state. And you want to be able to, basically bring a boost of confidence to get through that situation, to make those, positive decisions that you need to make to get through them. Cherry plum is to be controlled. Now, if you get to a point where you feel like you're ready to lose control and you're lashing out all the time, and it's because of, again, it's the situation that you're in. Most of us being in quarantine or trying to be good about social distancing is very isolating. So this can make you feel like you're going crazy. This is, cherry plum would be a good one. The next one we're going to talk about is red chestnut. And I'm sure a lot of us are in the red chestnut state who have loved ones because we can't go near them. We can't, communicate the way you normally would communicate. We can't touch, we can't feel, we can't hug, all those instinctual things that you want to do to help with your, to be comforting to your loved ones. And you can't. But there's ways that you can do that. And again, this is temporary. But if you fear 24/7, always on the mind, red chestnut will help you to be able to give you some comfort and be able to communicate with them without having that fear. And then we have Rock Rose. Now we're all pretty much in a panic mode. And this is, we hope this is temporary, which I'm sure it is temporary. I'm not hope this is temporary. This is not something that's going to be lasting forever. But, when you're feeling like you're just ready, that, the panic is so much to you that you've kind of, shut down and you freeze and you don't know what to do, or you stay isolated, or you start seeing some behaviors that are just not normal to you because of this fear. Rock Rose will help with that panic, that feeling of frozenness, terror that you're feeling at this moment. Now, when I look at those are your fear categories. What also is going on through the time, and I've heard people talk about it, is that it's very traumatic, and that would be your Star of Bethlehem. So when you're feeling in that mode where it's just you need to have that neutralize that shock, that grief of what's really going on, or maybe you're experiencing a loved one who actually has contacted the virus, and you're really worried about that. Anything that's really traumatic, in most cases, losing a job and not being able to go out in public, and it's just something that it can be very traumatizing to you. This will help neutralize that, which is the Star of Bethlehem. And of course, we have sweet chestnut. People felt they were in just this mental anguish at this point. Now we're hitting the 2.5 weeks, into the quarantine. I'm told, from listening to the news, that we're going to go on to another 30 days. That's going to bring some stirring of emotions, and the system is going to help for all different varieties of emotions that's going to happen. So we want to make sure that we're on top of that, because as Dr. Bach said, we don't want that the onion to get too big, and then we end up being this, where we end up having more physical ailments, only because of we're breaking down, obviously continue to break down the immune from the negative states. Remember that healthy mind, healthy body concept. So we need to address the emotional state. Now, being that we're in a crisis mode, Rescue Remedy, you definitely want to use. You want to have it on hand. You want to give it to the whole family. And I'm going to do a special segment in a couple weeks about just Rescue Remedy and how to use that, incorporate that into a crisis situation. But some of these flowers are in Rescue Remedy, so you can take the Rescue Remedy. But then you would want to go into the deeper mode when you're feeling other emotions are stirring that are not in the Rescue Remedy. Now, during this time, if I was where I'm having that anxiousness that I was feeling, I could put Rescue Remedy in my blend. So what I would do is I would just kind of, this would actually count only as one flower. So as I've spoken before, you can blend up to 7 flowers at one time. Rescue Remedy would only be considered, if I just do the 4 drops in there, that's considered 1 flower. Now I can add up to additional 6 flowers that I need to help me really get that full balance. Like the red chestnut is not in Rescue Remedy, so I know I'm fearful, because I can't see my parents or my loved ones, and I would put the red chestnut in there. So this would also be part of my blend. And then also it would be Aspen. Aspen is not Rescue Remedy. So now I'm getting a full blend that is geared to what I'm going through and what my feelings are, that it helps me in more of it's more deep rooted than just the crisis. Okay, little sticky bottle here. I'll just put a couple drops in here, and then that would help me get through, and this would become my blend. And from here I would take my 4 drops 4 times a day. But Rescue comes in all different delivery methods. Just keep in mind, you have it for kids too. They're feeling the stress, being home. Routines are changing constantly all the time, so I may want to consider walnut in my blend to help with that, dealing with the change, because we are going through so many changes right now. So keep in mind that, whatever you're feeling at the moment, let's just kind of keep on top of it so that you maintain that harmony in the body to keep you strong and keep you, as far as, fighting the fight of any, bacteria and stuff that are in the environment, that keeps your immune system strong. So that healthy mind, healthy body concept. Now, my experience, okay, so I feel that this whole process, being home for 2.5 weeks, I've gone through this whole kind of 5 stages of crisis, per se. I mean, again, this is just my experience, that maybe this might help some of you who felt that. First of all, I was in denial. So 2.5 weeks ago, people started to get frenzied, frantic, and they're running to the stores and stocking up on all the, necessities, especially the toilet paper. And I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, yeah, okay, don't worry about it. It's just not gonna happen. So I was kind of in a denial phase. Yeah, don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be all right. So those who have been experiencing with the flowers understand I was definitely in an agrimony state, just in denial, don't worry about it, making jokes of it, laughing about it, the whole bit. Then a week later comes, I end up becoming in a panic mode because now everybody's buying all the toilet paper and everybody's buying all the canned goods and the frozen goods, and I'm like, really? Should I really be out there? What should I be doing? So what do? I follow suit with that panic mode. So I'm out there in a rock rose state and I'm running around buying all, as much toilet paper, which was none to be had, thinking that I'm not going to have any. So we all get into that panic mode. Then I got into, okay, now this is an adjustment period. All right, well, maybe this will be good. 2 weeks, maybe that's all it's going to be. It's going to be okay. Everybody's going to be fine, My husband's home now. He's upstairs. I'm downstairs. We're getting acclimated to this new situation. Okay, so I'm adjusting. So I took walnut because walnut helps with the adjustment, and because it's change and we have to get new routines and so forth. So that became very helpful to me. Now I'm 2.5, I'm going to 3 weeks. I was feeling aggravated. I'm feeling a little bit of anxiousness, as I told you before, so I didn't know where that was coming from. Now reality is hit. I'm being told I can't do something, which, for my personality type, I don't like to be told what I can and cannot do. I've got more fears than I ever had. Honestly, 2.5 weeks, today's the first day that I actually got in my car and went somewhere, all right? And it was very short. I had to go to the office to get something and come right back. I have not attempted a grocery store. So what does that tell you? I am kind of in a very fearful mode. And what I'm trying to prevent is that number 5 step, which would be feeling of hopelessness. I don't want you to get that way. I don't want you to feel like there's no end, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, because there is. And we will get through this together. We just keep our emotions intact, try to find the humor if you can, and do things to help you stay positive. So what is that? How can we stay positive? Number 1, remind yourself that this is temporary, okay? We're going to get through this. It's temporary, and call out and reach out to the people that can help you get through this. Number 2, refrain from the media. I found the more I watched the media, the more anxious I got. And the more the people telling me stories I didn't want to hear, I could not do that. So I refrained from watching the media. I took this time to kind of rebuild some of my relationships. So I'm finding I'm doing things like Skyping and FaceTime and instant messaging. Last week I had a cocktail hour, from doing it from instant messaging, which I thought was very encouraging for me to see how everybody was feeling the same things. The key thing I found too is you have to keep to the routine. Now, in the beginning of the first week, I'd get up, I wouldn't, I barely brushed my teeth, I washed my face, I went down, I'd do some work, and, I'm hanging out. Today, I got up, took a shower, put some makeup on, put some jewelry on, whatever made me feel like a human being again, and got back to that routine. So keep to that, getting up, what you used to do, continue that pattern as much as possible. Move more. I found that, it was very easy to just hang around, cooking, and eating, and getting a little bit bigger, and it's like, okay, well, this is not going to be good in the long run. I have to move. So I found myself that I needed to get out there, exercise. I have 2 dogs. There's no reason why they shouldn't be exercising more. Get out there, and I do. And that helps, keeps the air and helps me keep going. And then trying something new. Trying different things, doing a hobby. This is my table. I did this table is a jigsaw puzzle. So I'm working on keeping my brain busy and doing things that will give me comfort. I have some painting. I like to do arts and crafts, that kind of stuff. So keeping myself things that, active things I couldn't do before that I now, have the time obviously to do. And cleaning, trying to purge. Cleaning is a cleanse all on its own. So cleaning out a drawer or cleaning it. And take it small steps. Don't go sit there and tear apart the whole house and think, oh, now you get overwhelmed because now you have to, fit in all the time to be able to put your house back together. One step at a time. Do a drawer, or do, a closet or whatever you think that may help you to say that you've accomplished something. And that's the important thing, is to do something in the day that you feel that it gives you some self-worth. Puts it in perspective and be able to make you say that, I've actually achieved something today. And that will help you, give you that kind of that clarity. So with that, I'm hoping that, the flowers can help give you that insight to be able to move on and be able to make good decisions, make some changes that will help you, because it's all about all your well-being, all said and done. So I know a lot of people give in. Charity is a big thing too. That might give you some hope in that you may want to give to others, help your neighbors, check on them, especially the elderly. Donate some food to the food pantry where they may be short. Anything that will give you some self-worth. I'm also going to volunteer to do something for you guys in particular. I want to help you out. I want to help you to make decisions on the flowers. I want to see that you can feel that peace of mind and that comfort, the courage to get through this, and we can all get through this together. So for this month of April, I am going to donate my time to do mini consults. So if you would like a mini consult to get through, to understand the flowers a little bit more, and you want to help choose a blend that's good for you, then you need to contact my personal email. So it's my name, Denise, so D-E-N-I-S-E, Eaton, E-A-T-O-N, BFRP, which stands for Bach Flower Registered Practitioner at gmail.com. And what we're going to do is that once I get your email, I'll communicate to you. The best way to communicate to you, we can do it either by phone, Facebook, or you could do through instant messaging. I'd like to see you. I think it's nice to have that relationship to see, but we don't have to. We can do it through email as well. But these are mini consults, about 15 minutes, but enough to give you some comfort of a direction of what flowers would be best and work for you to help you get through this crisis. Okay. So again, that's Denise Eaton at Denise Eaton BFRP at gmail.com. References, if you're looking for good books to read on while you have time, this is my favorite book. This is the Bach Flower Remedies. It's a 3-in-1. It's got Dr. Bach's Heal Thyself and the 12 Healers. But the key thing is in the back of it, it has a repertory. So if you were to say or experience a feeling, look it up, and it'll tell you what flowers is good for that. This is I've learned, and I still go to this. If someone gives me a word that I'm not sure, someone says for worried, if I feel worried, what does that mean? Well, worry could be any of these flowers. So I would look up worry, and it'll give you the flowers that would help you in that situation and why. It'll kind of gives you that clarity. The other book that's always good is the Bach Flower Therapy. This is from Mitchell Shepard. This book is dynamite. I mean, it really gives in the understanding of the energy, the vibration, the whole bit of the flowers, the plants, and all that. This is another go-to book that I reference to as well. And of course, we have the 38 Flower Remedies that will help you as well. Don't forget, go on to the website, bachremedies.com. Look at click onto the remedy chooser. You can take your test there to determine, if there's something, if you want to do it on your own. But again, I'm offering my service for the month of April, small mini 15-minute mini consults. You email me at Denise Eaton, Bach Flower Registered Practitioner, so BFRP at gmail.com. One more time, Denise Eaton, BFRP at gmail.com. So I hope this brought a little bit more comfort to you, a little, lightening. In a couple weeks, I'm going to be on again to talk about the Rescue Remedy line more in depth, so that you have a better understanding of when and how to use that. There's no wrong way to take it, people. Take it as often, as frequent as you can to get you to be that deep breath, clarity, get you through. Okay, and we will do this together. By all means, please keep your social distancing. We're going to get through this, and by all means, please be safe. Okay? Until I talk to you later, try to make it a good day.